Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Performer Talk with me, your host Simon South, and today what we're going to do is look back at our creative process that we did last week, where I figured out that I was going to create a Triumph magic routine with a book and murder mystery theme. I have taken this and I have decided to run with it, and let's see how it happens. So let's check it out. So the book that I've decided to use is, it's not necessarily a big, massive, famous book. It's not like Agatha Christie or anything like that, but it's a very, very good and interesting book with an interesting story. I'm using The Colour of B. Larkin's Murder by Sarah J. Harris. It is a wonderful book, and it is a murder mystery book. It's about this kid called Jasper, and he can't actually recognise people's faces. So people's faces to him are completely blank. And also he has, I think the correct term is colour synesthesia, where words sound like colours. So whenever he hears a sound, he puts a colour to it specifically. And the idea is that he has seen his next door neighbour, B. Larkin, be murdered. However, because he can't recognise faces, he can't say who the murderer was. And he thinks that it's his dad that did the murder because he recognised his dad's hat and his dad's jacket. And so it's this sort of secret between him and his dad, of his dad thinking that something else is going on, whereas Jasper thinks it's his dad that killed B. Larkin, and goes into great depth about the relationship between B and Jasper and all that other stuff. I'm not going to ruin it for you. But it is a very good book, and the idea of having the lack of being able to see people's faces I thought was a really interesting take on a magic trick. So what I've created is a Triumph routine, as I said I would, and combined it with this whole can't see people's faces idea. So hopefully you'll be able to see where I'm coming from with everything, and it'll be an interesting thing. So let's see the trick, and I hope you guys like it, so let's get to it. Okay, so as promised, here we have a Triumph routine to do with The Colour of B. Larkin's Murder. Now, what I'm going to do is obviously just get a card chosen. We'll go on, just that'll do. That is the 5 of spades, wonderful. Now it's at this point that the trick changes. Normally what you do is you put the card in and then go from there. However, what we're doing here is we're telling the story. So the 5 of spades is now no longer the 5 of spades. The 5 of spades is B. Larkin's murderer that goes into our mess of people. And obviously it is also hidden, because our protagonist of the story, no matter how hard he tries, despite knowing his dad, despite knowing B, despite knowing his next door neighbours, he can't actually recognise anyone. He just doesn't see faces. It's part of his condition. He doesn't recognise one single person. However, despite this, he does have colour synesthesia, which means that despite the fact that he can't actually recognise anyone, he can recognise their colour, their indistinct colour, which happens every time they say a word. Obviously, this isn't very good for the police, just recognising that when someone says the word purple, it sounds to him like red. He sees the colour teal, for instance. It's not proof enough. And so the mixing continues, completely and utterly leading the reader down a trail of not knowing what is what and who is who. But eventually, we do of course come to our fabulous outcome. The murderer, B. Larkin, is eventually discovered. And of course, it is correct. So there we go, there we have it. I completely agree that the patter is definitely not there yet, but the idea is, and that's the whole point of this creative process thing, is that you have the idea and you manage to sandwich the two together. That was the first thing that came to my head, and that's the thing that I've been playing with all week. Obviously I have other stuff to do, but that's been the main thing that I've been trying to put together and figure out. It's been a while since I have read the book, so I might have got certain things wrong. I do apologise, but it is a very good book. And the idea of combining the two, I think, works really, really well. I know loads of magicians that do this, and loads of different acts that do this, combining two different things to create something amazing and better. Would I perform that trick again? Probably, if the correct time came up to do it. I think it's a really interesting principle, using the triumph in a blank deck situation. You could even do it as in go down the whole colour aspect of this even more, and use playing cards that all, instead of being blank, they all had different colours on. So, you know, instead of this one being blank, it could be red, and then the other one being yellow, and instead of actually choosing a playing card, they're choosing a colour. And that colour could be associated with a sound, and there's loads of other stuff going on that you could use here. But it is a really interesting concept. I hope you got something out of this and it's helped you with your own weird creative mind farts, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy the video, please remember to hit that subscribe button. That would be absolutely lovely, and the little bell that goes ding 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 ding, that would be awesome. Also, please give this video a little bit of a like. I love it when people like my videos because it makes me feel wanted as a human being, so that's awesome. And and also please remember to share this if you like it, send it to other people as well, and no matter where you are in the world, have a good morning, afternoon or evening, and I will see you on the next video. Catch you later, guys.